Did you know why the enemy was so keen on the town of Kidal? Because it's a region rich in mineral resources, and the enemy wanted to have an equal stake in its resources, so the poor populations were stripped of their wealth. We find out more about this practice in this testimonial. Mali has gone through an extraordinary, unparalleled betrayal, in every region of the country, wherever the subsoil was rich. We are not revealing any secrets here. In some places, the bitter truth is that Mali's resource-rich soils were exploited for purposes that did not benefit its own citizens.
Greetings, families. Welcome back. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If this is your first time, my name is Mambe and you are very welcome. I promise to share this video with you as you have listened a bit about it. That's not all. I hope you have not clicked off saying that we all know the reason why they are there. We all know why the terrorists are there. Yes, there's more to this video. A major terrorist group has been arrested. Some has been, do that to them. And a lot of ammunition, weapons has been seized. This is what this video is about. Families, please watch how they are operating and how many people they got. I'll be back. Thank you for your time.
The population of Kidal, at the mercy of the master gold panners, lived through these scenarios. Evolving in a social impasse, they found themselves in a pit of exploitation of man by man. Below a but hope sprang up thanks to the Malian armed forces, who regained complete control of the territory. Today, the patronage of the Malian armed forces allows Malians to work freely on their own land. They reassure us that the Malian people themselves will decide the future of their territory. It's clear that the terrorists and their accomplices will have no time to rest as long as they have the weapons they need to return from a patrol in Togo, a town located in the southeast of France. In the Sikasso region, the FOMAs neutralized 2 Gatas, armed terrorist groups. They also recovered a motorcycle, a vest, a satellite dish and other equipment on November 8. The Malian armed forces have made a major capture. One of the terrorist leaders of the locality of Mozambique, some 60 kilometers southwest of Sahel Food, has been arrested. He coordinated and financed the activities of armed terrorist groups in the Nioro region. He was also in charge of recruiting men in the locality. He is also the nephew and son-in-law of Eladu Mukiri, one of the terrorist leaders. He posed as one of the owners of the cattle recovered in the Tikola area. The man was handed over to the gendarmerie for investigation. In Abasant, a terrorist suspect was arrested and handed over to the gendarmerie. The fight against armed terrorist groups is a complex one. A spotter hiding under a tree in the locality of Masina, precisely in Columbat Tomo, was neutralized in his Tanya. The Malian armed forces continue to clear the air area of terrorists. 3 of them have been neutralized and equipment seized, including a PU, a motorcycle, 5 radios and 3 hunting rifles. Aerial vectors sent lightning to a terrorist base located 1 kilometer west of Congo, in the commune of Sigine, in the Badangara circle. Houses inhabited by terrorists were also effectively treated. Assessments are underway north of Markala, where 1 terrorist has been neutralized, another captured and 2 motorcycles seized, as well as the lookouts for armed terrorist groups and IED planters. A very bad quarter of an hour. Our nails neutralized an EI bomber at Niogo in the Purwani locality and recovered a motorcycle. Staying in the Segu region. Back from a patrol, the defense and security forces recovered Rai Sakat seized by terrorists in Burma and Karoo. In Kidal, Malian armed forces found ammunition and 2 magazine boxes in an uninhabited house. The FOMAs are creating conditions for the population to go about their business, including enabling farmers in Kamparama to harvest their crops. An animal trader for armed terrorist groups, suspected of being close to Amadou Koufa, has been arrested. On November 14, 2024, the FOMAs had a skirmish with terrorists in the Doro sector. One spotter was neutralized and 2 arrested. A rapist and hold-up man was arrested on National Road No. 16. After holding up a transport truck, the thug tried to abuse a girl on board. He was taken to the Wabaria checkpoint for investigation. After a search, he was found to be in possession of one homemade APC northwest of Makina.
Thank you, families, for listening up to this stage. I hope you are still there. There is more to come. Recently, I shared a video about Burkina Faso, how they are organizing the cattle farmers, the sheep farmers, and the rest, because they've realized that the cows the tourists have been stealing the cows in not in tens, in hundreds, in thousands, and that's what they are selling now to make money. I'm sure they are sending them to the neighboring countries as well. And now that there's a law in Burkina Faso, they gave them numbers. If you are going to buy a cow and without that number, don't buy it or don't sell it. This is how they can distinguish between the stealing ones and the real owners. The next video is how they have intercepted hundreds of cows and the rest, and also how they have intercepted some drugs as well. They always use fake drugs as well. If you watch all those series about how they get to the countryside, the typical village where they've cut off and only the tourist goes there, that recently the army managed to get there with food. Those fake drugs, expiring drugs and food, they take them to these poor people and sell it to them. Yes. So families, watch this one and I'll be back. Thank you for your time.
On the basis of intelligence, the famous soldiers spotted terrorists stealing cattle. After intervention, 6 terrorists were neutralized and livestock recovered, including 300 head of oxen and 8 sheep. The cattle have been officially returned. Their owners, the FOMAs, ambushed armed terrorist groups between Nyogu and Bouwani. These lawless men had come to refuel at the Wabugu fair. 4 of them were neutralized and a bag of 7.62 ammunition seized. Back to Yogo. 2 suspects, including an imposing DEI and a zakat fence, were arrested. The FOMAs dismantled a terrorist base in the Borums and Bamba sectors, recovering evidence of attacks against them. Still in the posture of operations, aerial vectors repaired 4 terrorists who were camouflaging in a house in Piro. While they thought they were safe, the hemisphere of death was keeping an eye on them from the air. After a long period of surveillance, it successfully carried out a surgical strike on the house where the terrorists were hiding, and operations are continuing. The Malian armed forces are more determined than ever to keep their oath to safeguard territorial integrity in their regal missions. Our men are multiplying their offensives. If armed terrorist groups are involved, they are hunting them down to their last stronghold in the Manaka sector, on the border with Niger. FEMA units neutralized terrorists. Weapons, ammunition, vehicles and communications were also seized in Gossi. The same exploits were repeated by a detachment of the Malian armed forces. During an operation to hunt down terrorists, Colonel Ibrahim Sumassa's men recovered various items of equipment from the hands of armed terrorist groups. These include trucks, pickups, motorcycles, weapons of war, ammunition of all calibers, walkie-talkies, fuel cans, motorcycle spare parts, military uniforms, pharmaceuticals and IED-making equipment. In the theater of operations, no obstacle stands in the way of the FOMA's ability to neutralize the forces of evil, and the results are impressive. At the place des
Yes, families, you have seen it. Yesterday, I shared one. They asked us to share it. They want us to see the vast land, what is going on, how they are fighting, how they are mobilizing, how they are organizing themselves. And I'm sure you know it already. If they don't want us to know, they won't share it on their main channel. This is not, to them, they said it's not a secret. Yes, but I said that there is something going on, there is tension going on. And I'll be back, if not tonight, tomorrow, to share that with you. Thank you so much for your time. God bless you all. Please like the video, share it, and comment what you think about this series of videos that they are sharing with us. God bless you all. My returning, those who are passing by, thank you, my VIPs, my kings and queens. God bless you all. Credit to ORTM for sharing this video with us. The celebration continue. The devil is a liar. They want to come in between them and separate them. Now that things are working, now that things are moving on smoothly, but we will not allow that. They will put the differences together. I know they would. I feel it in my bones. I will be back.